Guten Morgen everyone! In this bowl I have Neapolitan pizza flour. A flour meant for pizza Napolitana. The thing is that the original Neapolitan pizza recipe has around 62 till 65% hydration. That means that in 1 kilo flour we have 620 grams water or 650 grams water. But what would happen if we go higher? Yes, really high. 80% hydration and even 100% hydration. Which means 1 kilo flour, 1 kilo water. So today we're going to find out if it's worth it to go higher in hydration or not. Let's do this. To give us an idea of how much water we're talking about, here we have the first jar with 65% hydration, which is 65 millimeters or grams of water. Here we see the one with 80% hydration, which is 80 millimeters, and here we have the 100% one, 100 milliliters or 100 grams of water. So let's start with the first recipe, 65% hydration. And here is the formula. Remember that you can upload this formula into my app, Guten Morgen Baker's Percentage, free for Android and iPhone. The first thing we're going to prepare is the Biga, with flour, a pinch of yeast, and water, all in one container. We shake it well, mambo! And we're ready. And this is how it would look, like breadcrumbs. We're going to leave this covered overnight at around 65 degrees Fahrenheit. And the next day, we'll find this Biga totally fermented, which will add a lot of aroma, a lot of fragrance, and a lot of lightness to the dough. We cut it in small pieces and add it to the mixer. And now we'll make the final dough. We add the rest of the flour, turn on the machine, and we're going to add the water very slowly. Okay, let's go with the last drop. Now we continue with the salt and immediately the olive oil. The dough is almost ready, and it took us around 11 minutes. We have it. Very well. We lower it onto the work surface and give it a few final touches, making ourselves the pizzaiolo. It looks great. Now we divide it into 4 pieces. And we're going to shape the pizza balls to about 250 grams each. Place them in a covered container and leave them there until they double in size. While the oven is getting preheat, let's prepare the ingredients. Like a good fior di latte mozzarella cheese, some tasty parmesano, some good San Marzano tomatoes, and let's not forget the fresh basil. I think it's time to make pizza. So we sprinkle some semolina on the joints and take out the first pizza ball. Now we pass it through more semolina and then on the other side. And we start stretching that pizza. Of course, there are many techniques to do it. I love this one that I call the wheel. Now we cover the pizza with tomato, a pinch of salt, and some basil leaves, a touch of grated parmesan, some pieces of fior di latte. Yes, that's enough. And now we'll take it to the hot oven for around 5 minutes. Here it is. And now we add a few more basil leaves to give it that fresh green touch. A drizzle of olive oil and it is ready. Look how great this pizza looks. Time to cut it. Let's see how that crust is. And here we have the first slice, which looks very crispy, very light, and with a very good crust. What do you think? Here comes the best part of the video, tasting pizza. It was really good. It's a classic hydration for a homemade Neapolitan style pizza. Time for the 80% hydration formula. And here we have the formula, the Biga and the final dough. And don't forget to download it. It's very easy to use and super useful. Alright, let's go with the mixer again. We are going to switch the dough hook for the paddle. You'll really see that it kneads much better. We place the Biga in the bowl, which I prepared exactly like the Biga from the previous pizza, but yes, following the proportions of the new formula. A little flour and a little water. The secret is to add it very slowly, as the dough is very hydrated. As soon as we see the dough starting to embrace the hook, we add the salt, and a few minutes later the olive oil. Almost 11 minutes of kneading. And look at that dough, tremendous gluten development. And we are at 80% hydration. Now a few final touches on the work surface. Time to divide it into portions of about 270 grams each. Now we shape the balls and transfer them to the container. Alright, here we have the balls ready to be baked. So with a little semolina and very carefully, we transfer the ball onto the work surface. And we start stretching it. It really feels like much more hydrated dough. You can really feel the air in it. And let's go with the ingredients. Tomato, a pinch of salt, basil, a little parmesan, and of course, mozzarella fior di latte. And it's ready to go into the oven. It's incredible how much this pizza grows in the oven. Look at that crust. Now we add a few more basil leaves and a little more olive oil. And what a fragrance this pizza has. Time to go with those scissors. Do you also use them to slice pizza? Let me know in the comments. But I can feel that it is very, very light. And this cornicione looks incredible to me. Wow, look at that. Yes, I can tell you that this slice is pure air. This pizza is totally approved, and as usual, the best part of the video, tasting. And I would even say it could fly because of how light it is. And now it's time to go to the final level, 100% hydration. And this is the formula. Okay, here we have the recipe in front of us. I don't want to scare you, but this dough is going to be complicated. For kneading, we're going to use the paddle. No doubt about it, because otherwise it's going to be quite complicated. And with the Biga, we're going to do the same as we've been doing before, just following the 100 hydration formula, and add the rest of the flour and little water. This is not going to be easy. I would say that this is almost a risky job. Slowly, the dough is taking shape. Time to add the last milliliters of water, little by little, until the last drop. And that's it. Now, let's go with the salt. And then the olive oil. It was exactly or almost 14 minutes of kneading. But take a look at this gluten network. I think it measures almost like 8 meters. We lower this dough, well, or whatever it looks like, onto the counter and we give it some final touches. 100% hydration. I can't believe it. Little by little, we can shape the balls. The secret is to do it very quickly and without looking too much. We got it. Now I transfer them to a container. Well, and after some time, they are ready. They are looking quite sticky and flat. As always, a little semolina on the ball edges. Okay, it's about time. May the gluten be with me. I lift it, and this has to be done very quickly. It feels very soft and it's very easy to stretch. And you have to be careful not to break it. But slowly, we're mastering it. Let's continue with the tomatoes. A touch of salt, some basil leaves, parmesan cheese and fior di latte. And it's ready to go into the oven. And it's looking so good. I like how it's rising. And off we go. Here we have the 100% hydration pizza. Something I thought was almost not going to happen. But yes, luckily. Let's continue with the scissors to cut that cornicione. It looks so good. And you don't know how light it feels. It is very airy too. It doesn't resemble the dough we started with it at all. And this slice was amazing too. And finally, we are at the third best part of the video. Tasting again. 100% hydration. I cannot believe this. Wow. But here in front of us, we have today's challenge, the 3 pizzas. 65, 80 and 100% hydration. I won't tell you which one is my favorite, but in summary, the 3 pizzas baked in home oven turned out really well. As we added a little more water to the dough, it became more challenging to work with, but the results speaks for themselves. What I recommend is that you try them and see which one you like best. But I can already tell you that all the 3 are very good. Although my favorite, well, you know which one it is. Make them and tell me in comments which one was your favorite too. And as you know, may the gluten be with you. I hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you want to learn more about sourdough bread and sourdough starter, I encourage you to check the link on the description. And remember, this masterclass was especially designed for you.